Next up, let's talk about the Storm versus the Dream. Guys, Skylar is her. Skylar Diggins is amazing. And she showed it again. She showed it again yesterday with the game-winning bucket for Skylar Diggins Smith. Now, this game was a nail biter throughout. It was pretty evenly matched throughout the entire game. Like, no team necessarily had a huge advantage. It was pretty standard. Neck and neck. But with about 3 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, we saw a player named Skylar Diggins just say, you know what? I'm about to keep the ball. I'm about to wait for my time. I'm gonna go towards the rim and I'm about to score. And that's exactly what she did. Skylar Diggins with the game-winning layup with 3.4 seconds left to go to give the Seattle Storm a 1-point lead, and ultimately Jordin Canada misses the 3-point shot for the Dream, and the Storm end up weathering the storm, or weathering the dream that Atlanta had. I don't know. Anyway, in this game, I have to continue to talk about Erica Wheeler for this Seattle Storm team. The reason why is because truly, I did not expect Erica Wheeler to be dominating as much as she is. This season, guys, Erica Wheeler is averaging 11.9 points a game. This is the best season since 2021 for Erica Wheeler. And in several games this year, she has come up clutch for this team, specifically even yesterday. Yes, Tisha got it. The Storm turned the Dream into a nightmare. There we go. I like that. I really like that. Okay? But anyway, Erica Wheeler was flat out phenomenal. And she has been this year. I've really enjoyed, especially like the move to put her in the starting lineup was huge. Because not only does Erica Wheeler give you an offensive threat, someone who can just figure out a way to score, dog. Not only does she do that, she also plays defense. And you pair those two up together, you got a really good player. You have a really good player on your hands. 21 points last night for Erica Wheeler. She does her thing again, right? And then you got Nneka Ogwumike, just does her job every night in and night out. Once again, another all-star berth for Nneka Ogwumike, the 10th time that she is an all-star. And the reason why is because she just hoops, guys. She just hoops. And she does whatever she needs to do down low to make sure her team gets the dub. 24 points for Nneka Ogwumike last night. 7 rebounds. She does her thing. And Skylar Diggins Smith, who offensively shooting wise, does not have that great of a night. But the thing I love about Skylar is she wants the big moments. She could be struggling the entire game. Guys, she could be struggling entire game. But when it matters the most, just like how we saw in Unrivaled, Skylar's like, give me that basketball and I'm gonna do my thing. I'm going to do my thing. And that's exactly what she did. And so, yeah. Skylar, that's what she do. So even with 20 plus lead changes in yesterday's game, several ties, neither team really having the real edge over the other, ultimately we saw the Seattle Storm get the job done. For the Atlanta Dream, you just got to figure out a way to close out the games, right? You got to close out games. That's what you got to do, right? And yes, absolutely yes, Rhyne Howard was out yesterday, but this was a winnable game for the Atlanta Dream. It was very winnable. Jordin Canada, she goes off. She has 25 points, a career high for her. Brionna Jones has a good game as well, 18 for her, double-double, right? Alicia Gray had a double-double as well in yesterday's game. But at the end of the day, you got to close out the win. And Atlanta, even at home, ultimately could not do it. Even though they had a lot of opportunities. They had chances. They just couldn't close it out. And we're still really early in the season, and I think that that's a thing. We're still really early in the season, and like this is a learning opportunity for Carl Semesco and the Atlanta Dream. Like win winnable games, right? Win winnable games, and they had an opportunity to, and just couldn't close it out. But again, shout out to the Seattle Storm. Shout out to Skylar Diggins for once again, being the player that we know she is, the big bucket getter. When her team really, really needs her to do something, hey, she could be playing terrible shooting wise, but at the end of the day, make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Tony says, was the CBA discussed? No. The CBA will be the entire show for Monday. All right? We're doing the deepest dive that you've seen on the CBA. The CBA means collective bargaining agreement. We're going to do a massive deep dive on Monday. I have it all planned out. We're about to do this thing, okay? So the CBA will be thoroughly discussed then. All right? Okay. Next up, let's talk about the Lynx versus Mystics. Now, the Minnesota Lynx embarrassed themselves in the Commissioner's Cup game at home. They embarrassed themselves. And they were like, you know what? We cannot do this again. We cannot do this again. So yeah, the Minnesota Lynx took down the Washington Mystics pretty easily. Final score was 92 points to 75, 92 to 75 for that game. And so, yeah. For this game, we saw Napheesa Collier do her thing. Napheesa Collier is not going to have 2 back-to-back games. You're not going to see that very often, okay? Tulip. Literally, I said it, and then I just saw your comment. Tulip, yeah. She's not going to have 2 bad games in a row, okay? So 28 points for her. Think about it this way. She did all of that from the second quarter on. From the second quarter on, we saw Napheesa Collier just get in her bag. Okay? Another player who got in her bag after playing like absolute horrible. Absolute horrible. That's not even I was about to say absolute garbage, but she was terrible. In basically everybody but Atlanta Smith in that game against the Fever played bad, right? They allowed Indiana to get under their skin and all that stuff. And yesterday they were like, none of that. Napheesa is going to be Napheesa, the player that we all know she is, right? Courtney Williams is going to do her thing, passing that basketball, making stuff happen, getting her teammates involved. 10 points for her, 8 assists for her, like doing her thing, right? And the Minnesota Lynx were able to take down the young and fun Washington Mystics. Tony says every team is beatable this season. Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely. Every team is beatable to an extent, right? The Minnesota Lynx played well yesterday. They forced 20 turnovers, I believe. They forced 20 turnovers against the Mystics. And, for the regular season, the Minnesota Lynx is rocking and rolling. There are 15 wins, 2 losses on the season. That Commissioner's Cup game, while it counted in the pocketbooks, it did not actually count for the actual record. And so that's a thing there. For the Washington Mystics, can we give a shout out in chat? I was talking about the rookies for the Dallas versus Phoenix game. I was talking about the rookies and how good they are and blah, blah, blah. Can we give a shout out in the chat to Lucy Olsen? Can we give a shout out? Because Lucy Olsen yesterday does her bag. She's in her bag. She did her big one yesterday. She came off the bench, played 17 minutes, finished with 19 points, guys. 19 points for Lucy Olsen. Can we give a shout out? Like, I'm telling you guys, these rookies mean business. 19 points in 17 minutes for Lucy Olsen. Like, dog. She was lights out in a lot of ways. She earned more minutes yesterday, and I just love it. Here's the thing. The starters for Washington were bad. They were not good. Everybody struggled in the starting lineup for the Washington Mystics, right? Shakira struggled. Kiki struggled. Brittany Sykes struggled, right? Sonia Citron struggled. Jade Melvin struggled. And in that game, off the bench, we have Lucy Olsen, a rookie, come in and make an impact. A big impact for her team. And also, can we talk about Aaliyah Edwards, the player who is in the news, right? A player who is in the news when it comes to a possible trade, right? When it comes to a possible trade, she's in the news now, and it's like, hey, the allegedly the Washington Mystics are fielding trade requests for Aaliyah Edwards. And to be truly honest with you, I wasn't even sure if she was even going to play yesterday, because it's like, because if they are really if they do really have her on the trade market, like, you don't want her to get injured. And so sometimes if a team is trying to trade a player, they just won't play them because they're like, we don't need you getting injured. But she came in yesterday's game. And did her big one. 15 points for her in yesterday's game. Her and Lucy Olsen, they lead the stats, right? They lead the stats. 15 points for Aaliyah Edwards, 6 rebounds. She does her big one. And so, yeah, man. Shout out to these young players. Okay. All right, guys. That's kind of what I want to talk about, guys. That is kind of what I want to talk about. So there you have it. Those are the games that happened yesterday. Did I cover every specific aspect about each game? No. However, I try my best to give you all the gist of what was happening. Luckily for me, I have YouTube TV. I also pay for a league pass on YouTube. And so I was able to watch the game, all 4 games. I had 4 boxes up on YouTube. And then because the Fever and Aces game was on Amazon Prime, I had to have it on my phone. And so there's that. That's a whole thing. But 5 games yesterday. I tried my best to give 5 really good recaps. Hopefully those are helpful for you. But anyway, I thank you all so much for rocking with me. If y'all are enjoying what I'm doing here, if y'all could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, if you could, that would be kind of amazing. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I make content all about women's basketball. I am obsessed with women's basketball because I love it, because it is my favorite sport. It has been my favorite sport since I was a child, and now I feel like I'm living the dream. Literally every single day, I get to talk with a bunch of awesome people on the internet about women's basketball. Like, guys, truly, before I started this channel, I would do this to my mama. She would hear me talk all about the WNBA, all about these players, all about these games. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened, and blah, 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 blah. Now, you all are getting an inside look into what I have literally been doing for years. And the fact that you all are rocking with it, the fact that you all are engaging with this channel, it truly means a lot, and I'm very, very grateful. I'm very, very grateful for your support, and just it truly is amazing. It truly is amazing.